Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Bartlett, and this is The Real Deal with Baird, where we cover all things real estate for sellers, buyers, renters, investors, and fellow agents. Before we introduce our guest today and get into our awesome topic, let's take a quick look at the weekend's market activity. On the buy side, we did see a little bit of a decrease in total number of buyers out looking at homes this weekend. We are getting into mid-November, so no big surprise there. Important thing to remember is we are still up from where we were at this point last year. We've been saying that a lot. That's just been the case pretty much this entire year. The flip side, we were down again in listings, total amount of homes on the market. Same deal there. We've kind of had less inventory than we had at this point last year. We do hope to see that increase as we get into the spring next year, but we'll see how it goes the rest of the year. So now let's introduce our guest for today and talk about this awesome topic. Today we have the one and only Lisa Byrne on as our featured guest. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Lisa is the number one agent in our office for mortgage and title capture rate, so truly epitomizing the team player and just overall general rock star. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are really looking forward to, I'm sorry Christina's not here, it's just myself today, are looking forward to chatting with you about our topic, which is about building your real estate team. And what we mean by team isn't necessarily your real estate agent with an assistant. We're talking about your overall team, and we'll get into what that entails. So first and foremost, what are those members of your team? Who are your go-tos? What are the positions? And
right. So you're right. My team isn't the traditional, I've got 3 buyer's agents, I've got other listing agents. I don't have that type of a team. But over the last 18 years that I've been selling real estate, I have built a very strong team of service providers and go-tos, that I rely on heavily. I do have one real estate broker at Baird that I rely on heavily. Terry Thurman is my go-to if I need somebody to do, pick up extra showings or take people out for me. I do have a part-time assistant that's not licensed, and she's part of my team, Cherie Husband. She's wonderful. And then I've got, a strong attorney, Jamie White. Jamie White is also Baird & certified, which is why I have such a high capture rate with Baird & title. I have Dan Sladek is my home inspector. I have a social media person, Kara Giovanno. I have stagers. I have insurance people. And really the whole mindset behind this is that when the client is in need of a service provider, I'm the go-to, I'm the quarterback, right?
Yep.
I'm the one that has already vetted these people out. And believe me, there are people that I've worked with in the past that are no longer on my team, right? So when I'm able to, recommend a service provider, it comes after a lot of years.
You have to trust them, yeah.
Absolutely. And like my carpet people, I've got, you need carpet people, I go to Joe Flores. You need a painter, you go to Jose Reyes. I mean, and they're people that I can just say without a doubt, these are the people to go to. And I trust them. And so then my clients can trust them, and it just makes for a very seamless transaction.
Yes.
And that's what you're trying to create.
Absolutely, and that's important for clients as well as agents. If you're an agent, obviously we have some agent viewers here. It's really important to have those service providers on call because, as Lisa said, your clients are going to be looking for people to use, and rather than say, "Hey, go Google it and find someone."
Right, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to refer enough business to some of these teammates that they give me preferential treatment. I mean, even to the extent that my electrician dropped what he had to do the other day to come over and help out. So I mean, it's one of those give and take type things, but it just helps everybody. And the fact that I can really trust that they are going to treat my clients right, give them a fair price, give them high priority treatment, really just goes a long way in making that client feel that they're being treated with importance.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So that actually kind of covered the second question. I was just going to ask, why is it so important to build this team? But we kind of just covered that. It's
sometimes some of these service providers need to come in when nobody's home, right? They need to know that I trust them so that they can trust them. And when you're referring an attorney, for example, Jamie White, I know that he's just gonna take it. And so to be able to just put that in their court and take that off of the plate of the client is just
it's
so
huge.
important.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So obviously you're going to have clients every now and again that don't want to use people on your team. What are some potential pitfalls that can come from that?
Right. We lose a lot of control. Right? You lose a lot of control. So, I'm used to the communication style with Jamie White's office. I know that they're going to copy me on everything, so I know I'm going to be kept in the loop. I can't guarantee that if they use a different attorney. There's been a lot of times where they've said, well, my cousin does it or whatever. I'm not kept in the communication string, starts to go sideways, and I'm not able
Things
to
fall
step
through
in
the
and
cracks.
assist.
Yep.
But I also do, and I want to be respectful of the relationships that my clients have. If they do have a family member or if they do have somebody that they really know, like, and trust that they want to use, I want them to be able to go to those people. But I also say, listen, please make sure that I'm kept in the loop. Please make sure that I'm, made a part of that team.
Yeah, and it's for their benefit. It's not just for you to hold on. It's for their benefit to make the transaction move smoothly. Absolutely. I know that I've had some situations that have, especially on the lender side, if you're a buyer, if you know a lender, just as Lisa said, make sure that the communication line is there. If you're just picking and choosing, there's always a benefit.
Well, and I think with the lending, I think that's of critical importance because that starts the trust factor out from the very beginning point of contact, right?
Yep.
When you submit that offer to purchase and you have a pre-approval letter from Key Mortgage Services or a lender that you really have a good relationship with, you can say with confidence, this pre-approval letter comes from my preferred lender. So you don't have anything to worry about. And when you're working with, other agents in the industry over and over and over again, they know they can trust you.
Yep.
Right? So that goes a long way.
And I can say I have a listing right now where the buyer's agent placed an offer, and I have confidence in it because the agent let me know he's been working with this lender for 15 years. So I have confidence in it. I can portray that confidence onto my seller, whereas I've also had deals where the buyer's agent has never met the lender and has no idea who they are, and then there's a little skepticism there.
It starts it off on the wrong foot
exactly.
right from now.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Great. I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. Obviously, we're getting closer to the end of the year. Mm-hmm. What's your outlook on 2021 in terms of the real estate market? How do you think it's going to look?
I was just talking about that this morning with Esther Phillips at Key Mortgage, and we kind of had the same outlook on this. 2020 has presented some major challenges for people. It really has.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But on the other side, it's also given some people some good opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. And I almost feel like there could be a separation of the classes a little bit. Uh-huh. And I think that some of the people that did really well in 2020 may be looking for second homes. They may be looking for vacation homes. They may be looking to upsize. You know what I mean? So yep. I think you're going to see that translate across a wide range of price points.
Okay.
So I think that the 2020 year is going to be strong in the real estate arena, but maybe not for the traditional reasons that we've seen.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Oh, makes absolute sense. Thank you so much. I always like to hear different ideas on what's going to happen. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't. And we hope it's just as good as it was in 2020 for
all
kinds of reasons.
Sure hope so. Hopefully we get some more inventory.
Right.
We need that for sure. But Lisa, thank you so much for being here. I know this went really quick. We really appreciate you being here. I think this is a great topic for agents. If you're an agent watching, reach out to Lisa. She's got some people that you might want to use.
I'm happy to share. All of my people come so highly recommended that I'm happy to share.
Yep. And if you're not an agent and you're just watching the podcast, hopefully you got an idea of why it's important. If your agent does have preferred vendors to use, this is why. There is a reason. They're not getting kickbacks. There's a reason for it. It's going to help you in the long run during the transaction. So, Lisa, thank you so much for being here. Where can the listeners find you if they want to reach out? Any social media, anything like that?
Oh, God, you can find me everywhere. You can find me everywhere. LisaByrne.BairdWarner.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just reach out. I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Lisa.
You bet.
And now a word from our mortgage lender for our weekly Mortgage Minute.
Good afternoon. This is Christy Kavoris with Key Mortgage. Today is Tuesday, November 17th, 2020, and welcome to today's Mortgage Minute. Today I'd like to talk about how we as a mortgage company determine how much you can qualify for the house that you're looking to purchase. So there's really two components of that. One is the debt to income ratio. So we look at how much do you make per month before taxes. We look at your current other obligations, which could be car loans, student loans, credit card payments, etc. And then we factor in the maximum that you qualify for. But sometimes that maximum is higher than what you really want to spend per month. So I always have that conversation with the home buyer and ask, what is the maximum that you're comfortable paying per month? So for example, if they say that's $2,500, then we will work backwards to find them the correct mortgage payment to get them to that monthly payment. And that will determine how much the down payment needs to be, and then we'll factor in what the current interest rate is. So sometimes when the interest rates are exceptionally low like they are now, you can actually afford more for the house than you could have if the interest rate were maybe a point higher like it was about a year ago. So today is an excellent time to start looking at buying a house because you can actually afford a more expensive house because the interest rates are so low. Furthermore, you can look at both townhouses or houses, but you may find that a single family house for $300,000 might actually be cheaper per month than a townhouse for $250,000 once you figure in the taxes, the insurance, and the homeowners association. That's really a great conversation to have one-on-one with your loan officer and determine your budget and your monthly payment. If you have any questions, give me a call. Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us. I'm Kevin Bartlett. Catch us next time to hear about the real deal.